Derek Harper, they retired his jersey with the Mavs. He played 16 years in a lot of playoff games, assists, steals, most in Mavs franchise history, and now they're TV analyst. Derek Harper, it's great to see you again. So I said last night, this is a series Utah should win. Luka's not around. He won't be 100%. Gobert, Mitchell, you got a great coach. It's the same guys for 5 years. I feel the pressure is completely on Utah in this series now. I really do. I think Dallas is playing a little bit with house money. Your takeaway on that?
Yeah. I would completely concur, Colin, when you start talking about Utah and the expectations in this series. There's no question about it. Without Luka, Utah should be the favorite. But I think the one thing that people need to understand about this Maverick team is that they really they've taken on the personality of Jason Kidd, which is cool, calm, and collective. So the fact that Luka is out doesn't send this team in a frenzy, if you would. They're relaxed. They believe in each other. Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie, they're really solid when it comes to a backcourt. They complement each other very well, and they're not afraid of the moment. Both of these guys have something to prove. Jalen, obviously a free agent after this year. Spencer Dinwiddie came over from Washington and had somewhat of a rocky stay there. So where this team is it's a team that really believes. Jason has freed them up and created a different atmosphere. And as a result, Colin, they're getting results. As a team, doesn't matter the opponent. You know as well as I know, if you defend, you have a chance to win.
Yep.
Shots come and go. But this team is really solid on the defensive side. So that gives them a chance.
Yeah, you were a two-time all-defensive player in the NBA as well. It is interesting with Luka. Should I be concerned, Derek? Calf injury, came into camp out of shape.
Right.
Should I be concerned a little bit on that? Listen, we know he's great, but it's a lot more than that, Derek. It's the time, the commitment. They have the same issues in L.A. with Anthony Davis. Is he a leader? Right. Is he putting the time in? His body's breaking down. Should I be concerned about Luka?
That's quite a few questions. The leadership part, Colin, I don't think so. I don't think there's a player in this league that wants to win as much as Luka wants to win. With that being said, he's young. And I think that's the one thing that we all forget, that these kids are 22, 23 years old, and it takes time to be a leader. Very few guys come into the league as leaders. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, well, not even Kobe, but Magic came into the league. He's a prime example to me of a guy that was ready-made to lead. And it's a process. And Luka is learning how to do that. You can't question his talent. You can't question his will to want to win. But I think Luka will agree to this. There is no excuse for a professional basketball player to ever not be in the proper condition to do his job. Luka said as much himself. So I quote him in saying that. But yeah, I think people think that one guy makes a team, and that's just not the case with this Maverick team. Like I said a few minutes ago, they believe, even without Luka, that they have a chance to win this series. That they're that confident as a team. So I think moving forward, Luka gets it now. I think he's gonna approach things a little bit different as a player. And I think Luka he'll be just fine when it comes to his future and moving forward.
Philadelphia is an interesting team. They've got flaws, but not much of a ceiling. You played with Doc Rivers, if I recall, with the Knicks, so you know him well. I thought I think he's a good fit for this team because Harden's not always easy. Embiid has got a presence. You've got the ascending player in Maxey. You've got a player in Tobias Harris who may feel a little lost, with all these guys. I said Doc Rivers reminds me of Joe Torre, the baseball manager, is that he's the stepdad you don't want to disappoint. And that he's going to massage all this stuff. What do you make of Philadelphia? Do you see a ceiling? What do you make of him?
I like Philly. Doc is my guy. And I think Doc, the biggest compliment I can give him, he's a people person. He understands what it takes to be a leader of men. Doc will get all that there is to get out of this team. You talked about Maxey. I think that's the key. It's one thing to have two guys, James Harden, Embiid.
Right.
Those guys are kind of a wash in what they're going to give you night in and night out. You add a guy like Maxey, and you have something special. My only question about Philadelphia, Colin, is the depth situation.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of guys that are reserve players. They come and they go. Thibault is a guy in this series, and I'm not one of these people that think this series is over, because Toronto, very good at home. But I just think that when you think about Philadelphia, the pressure is what I wonder if James Harden, just the team as a whole, can handle, because there's a lot of pressure in Philadelphia to win and win now. This team was built for right now, and if they can handle that, they're a contender in the Eastern Conference. There's a lot of talent and parity in the Eastern Conference right now. So I give them a chance, and if they don't come through like they're supposed to, I don't think you put it on anybody except for the players.
Yeah.
You make a big trade, and for James Harden, he has to be one of those guys that's going to step up and make a difference for the 76ers.
Who's the best team you saw? You do the games for the Mavericks. You played in this place for 12 years in Dallas, 16 overall. Who is the best team you saw top to bottom this year in the league, and why?
Without a doubt, it's the Phoenix Suns. And I just think the cohesion. Well, first of all, Monty Williams is a absolutely brilliant coach. He knows how to get guys buy into Monty's approach to coaching. So I think he's fabulous as a coach. And then you need a mix of young and older players. They have that. You think about their youth. They're young, but they're very talented. And then you have some experience when you start talking about Chris Paul, what he brings to the table. You saw what he did in game 1 of the series that they're playing in. And I just think that it's a process, Colin, right? You think about the Chicago, they had to get through Detroit. The Lakers and Boston had their wars. That's what winning a championship is all about.
Yeah.
And I think Phoenix they've taken the necessary steps, if you would, to be successful when it comes to this time of the year. It's not about one or two individuals. It's about everybody collectively. And I just think that, the fact that they tasted last year against Milwaukee, they kind of know which buttons to push,
Yep.
When to go, when to slow. And Chris Paul is an absolute assassin in late game situations. So they have all the ingredients to be successful.
I love seeing you, Derek. Love hearing from you. Continued success, crushing it for the Mavs, and good luck to you.
I appreciate that, Colin. Anytime for you, buddy.
All right, Derek Harper. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.